This video will demonstrate how to install an NFC or tap reader into a Genmega G2500 model ATM. These readers were officially supported in software release .44. Before purchasing or installing a kit, please check with your host processor to verify that they will support this type of transaction. Beginning in late October of 2024, the G2500 NFC upgrade kit was changed. Specifically, the metal housing shown in this video was swapped for a plastic bezel with a metal frame behind it. The installation of this new bezel design is slightly different. However, the drill sizes, the routing of cables, and the moving of the alarm LED is still basically the same process. So rather than replace this video, we're going to show you both versions of the kit. First will be the original, and then the newer version afterwards. I'll also link a PDF document with the new photos in the video description. If you're installing a kit for the first time, I recommend that you watch the full installation, which will detail the correct procedure for installing the cables and preparing the bezel for drilling, as these steps apply to both versions of the kit. However, if you're already familiar with this process, you can skip ahead to the 9-minute mark for the new kit updates. To install, you'll need an NFC reader, along with an accessory kit for that specific model of ATM. For a G2500, the kit includes a metal mounting enclosure, a metal bracket, a wiring harness with 2 cables, a drilling template, a replacement alarm decal, along with some screws and some nylon wire ties. The following tools will be required for installation: a Phillips head screwdriver, a 7mm socket or nut driver, and a wire cutter. You'll also need the following drill sizes: 3/16, 5/16, and 1/2 inch, along with a drill and center punch. If you don't have a center punch, a sharp nail and a hammer can be used as a substitute. Begin by powering off the ATM and sliding open the top tray. Remove the screws to allow the front bezel to hinge forward. The first step in this process is to remove the speaker and the alarm LED light from the back side of the bezel. Unplug the cables from both parts and then remove the screws. Just a tip, if you need more space to work while you're doing this, you can remove the screws and slide the printer module back a few inches. It's not necessary, but it helps if you don't have a short screwdriver. With the speaker and alarm LED removed, return the bezel to its upright position. Place the drilling template so that the top of the plastic aligns with the top of the keypad, and the right side of the template is parallel to the edge of the keypad. For this section, you're drilling the 1/2 inch hole and the bottom 2 3/16 inch holes. Use the center punch to carefully mark the center of each hole. Take your time with this as accuracy matters. This punch will help to keep the drill on center. Use a sharp drill and a fast speed to start the hole. Also, pre-drill the larger 1/2 inch hole with the smaller drill. This will create a pilot hole and make it easier to start the larger drill. You can remove the template to finish the larger hole. Now, align the template against the top edge above the alarm LED and along the left side of the bezel. As before, center punch your holes before drilling. Now, drill the 2 top 3/16 inch holes and the 2 5/16 inch holes. Use the smaller drills to create pilot holes for the larger drills. Once you have a pilot hole, you can remove the template and finish with the larger drill. Once the holes have been drilled in both sections, hinge the front bezel forward again. Now, remove the nuts from the back of the NFC reader and install this metal bracket. Use your socket or nut driver to snug down the nuts. Do not over-tighten. Install the metal bracket with the NFC reader into the mounting enclosure. Use the shorter screws included in the kit to attach the metal bracket. When finished, it should look like this, with the alarm hole below the NFC reader. Attach the alarm LED board to the back side of this enclosure with a short screw from the kit. The red LED should stick through the small hole in the front. Now, to start the cabling. Begin by removing the metal cover from the back of the mainboard. The large header connector labeled NFC COM plugs into this socket on the mainboard. Pull back the clips and insert the connector. Remove the power connector from the bottom edge of the mainboard and install the adapter cable. Now, move the cables over towards the printer side of the ATM. For the next step, we need to replace the wiring that goes from the alarm LED with a longer cable. The connector is located here and is labeled NO32. You can either leave the existing cable in place and just route the longer one next to it, or you can remove the old cable and replace it. If you decide to remove the old cable, you can temporarily remove this grounding bracket to make more room. Now, disconnect the cable end and pull it down behind the mainboard bracket. Cut this zip tie to separate the alarm LED cable from the speaker cable. Fish the new cable in through the mainboard bracket and down through the bottom. Then reattach the connector to the board. Don't forget to reinstall the grounding bracket. Now we're ready to feed the cables through the half-inch hole in the bezel, towards the front. Start with the larger cable end, labeled NFC, which goes to the reader module. Then feed the alarm LED cable through the same hole. With the cables routed, return the bezel to the upright position. Install the NFC cable into the back of the reader. And install the alarm cable into the LED board. You're now ready to attach the mounting enclosure to the bezel. To do this, you'll need to use the 4 long screws included with the kit and install them through the 3/16" holes that we drilled earlier. It's a good idea to leave the screws a little loose and then make sure the bracket is straight from the front. Once you're happy, tighten down the 4 screws. Once the mounting enclosure is installed, you can reinstall the speaker to the back of the bezel. Reattach the cables. Then the 2 mounting screws to hold the speaker in place. You now need to take a moment and carefully route all of the cables. Make sure to keep the wiring away from the receipt printer slot. First, route the cables through the wire guide. Then follow up with some zip ties to keep everything together. Check the front of the printer against the receipt paper slot and make sure that there are no wires or cables in the way. Now replace the mainboard cover and return the bezel to the upright position. Install the replacement alarm sticker next to the alarm LED. Before setting the template, remember to remove the speaker and alarm LED from behind the bezel. The new template is going to be used twice, so rather than drill through this template, center punch your holes and drill once the template is removed. Use a smaller diameter drill to start the hole and then move to a larger drill. Line the template up along the edge of the keypad and on this line of the bezel. Only mark the 3/16" holes on this side marked Drill C. Then line up the rectangle with the alarm sticker and mark for Drill A, drill B, drill D. With the holes drilled to the appropriate sizes, attach the tap reader to the bracket. Then the bracket to the inside of the plastic bezel. Attach the alarm LED board. Attach the cables and you're ready to attach the new bezel. Reinstall the speaker and make sure that the cables are routed where they won't get snagged opening or closing the bezel. Power on the ATM. The NFC module should beep as it initializes, and the upper left LED will glow green. To enable this device in the ATM software, enter the operator menu using the master password. Choose ATM OP. From the main operator menu, choose System Setup. Then choose Device Setup. Now select Card Reader Setup. Here you'll find the NFC reader. If you do not see this option, it means that your software does not support this device. Upgrade to version 44. With the device enabled, back out of the menu. At the welcome screen, you should see this symbol to indicate that the NFC reader is ready to go. You can now tap your card near the reader to start a transaction. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, please contact Genmega support.